Okay, let's try this worksheet. We're going to skip this page, and we are going to use the mole map, so I'll keep scrolling back up and down to this. These are the steps that I want you to try to do every time. So let's do example 1. You have 3 moles of ammonia, NH3. How many grams of ammonia do you have? I'm going to take a green highlighter for the given. So the given is always the one that has a number, and you want to think about the number and the unit. And then I'm going to use pink for the wanted, and it says how many grams. So that is what we want to know. So again, to read it, you have 3 moles of ammonia. How many grams of ammonia do you have? So it's the same ammonia, it's just 2 ways of measuring it. So that's the first step. The second step is to write the given on the left. So I'm literally going to copy this given, and I'm going to put the number and the unit. Then the step says, use the map to find the conversion factor and write that next. For molar mass, you must calculate it yourself. Use the periodic table. So I'm going to go up to the map and notice that my given was moles. Look down at the green highlighting. So I am here on the map where it says moles. So if I do nothing, I know I have 3 moles of ammonia. They want me to convert to grams. So look at how this arrow goes over to the word mass and grams. So the step 3 down here said use the map and to find the conversion factor. So the conversion factor is this fraction that is on the arrow between moles and grams. And it says molar mass on top and 1 mole on the bottom. So I'm going to actually put times. Now the easy part to copy is the 1 mole, because that has a number, and so it's ready to go. But the part above there that says molar mass, that part I have to add up from the periodic table. So I'm going to, I have to look at what substance they said. So here it is, NH3. Now when I look at my periodic table, I see that N is 14.01 grams. So pause and look on your periodic table or find one online if you need to. Now since there's only 1 N there, there's no subscript, then I can either not multiply it or I can just say times 1. And then H, when I look at my periodic table, it's 1.01 times 3, because there's a 3 subscript. Now when I multiply those and then add them up, I get 17.04. Okay, if you don't know how to do that, you should go to the assignment in this same folder that has how to do molar mass. There's a video there. Now that's the number I need here. All right, now my whole thing is set up. I'm going to see if I can move this. I know you guys are good at moving these things. Just want to get it out of the way a little bit. So I'm going to take a calculator now, and I'm going to multiply the top. So multiply the 3 times the 17.04 and divide by the bottom. So I'm doing this step right here, number 5. Multiply across the top and then divide by the bottom. And then my answer, gotta grab a calculator, is 3 times 17.04 divided by 1. I got 51.12. So now I suggest that you pause and go try that same problem on your worksheet if you haven't done it yet. Oh, I forgot, I do need to put a gram here. I know it's grams because the moles have canceled, mole above, mole below cancels, and the grams is what's left, and plus I can see that on the map that I moved over here to grams. Okay, let's try another one. I'm going to erase this because it might be different. And hopefully you paused and tried that one. Now example 2 we're going to skip because we haven't worked with the big scientific notation number. So let's go to example 3. I'm going to highlight the given in green and the wanted in pink again. So how many moles of oxygen are in 44.8 liters of oxygen? The given is the one we know already. We already know the number. So that's my 44.8 liters. And the wanted is what they want me to change it to. You're looking for that question word, how many? So I'm looking for moles. So I'm going to start with liters and move to moles. So let's look at our map. The different options here for the given are liters, grams, or even moles. We're not going to see this particle one. Like I said, we haven't done the scientific notation. So my given this time is in liters. So I'm starting up here in this corner that's circled now with the green. And then they want me to change it to moles. So I'm ending in the middle in the moles circle. So here is my conversion factor that I need. It's on the arrow. That is that little fraction that says 1 mole over 22.4 liters here that I just highlighted in yellow. That is the conversion factor I need. So I'm going to go back down here. So I'm going to start by writing my given to the left. And I'm going to put the unit liters. Then there's always going to be a fraction. And if you forgot, let's look at it. 1 mole is on the top this time, and liters are on the bottom. So 1 mole was on the top, and the liters said 22.4. Okay, that's it. Now the liters cancel. And remember, step 5 says multiply across the top and divide by the bottom. So this time, when I take 44.8 times 1, divide by 22.4. And my answer is 2, and the unit is moles. So that's my answer. In other words, if I had 44.8 liters of this gas, it would be 2 moles of gas. I suggest you pause and try it on your own, and then re-watch if you need to. I'm going to go now to number 1. How many grams of lithium are in 3.5 moles of lithium? I have a number here and a unit, 3.5 moles. That's my given. And then my wanted, this time, how many grams? So I'm going to write my given to the left. And I know there's going to be a fraction. Now I'm going to look at the mole map, and I'm starting in moles. So this time, my given is, I'm going to use the green. Sorry about the time here. My given is moles, so that's where I'm starting. And my wanted, it said how many grams, so I'm trying to go to grams again this time. So to get from moles to grams, I see this arrow, and there's my fraction that I need. Molar mass on the top and 1 mole on the bottom. So the molar mass does not have a number yet, so I have to find that from the periodic table. But I'm going to write the 1 mole on the bottom because that part is already got a number. Now, the molar mass this time is lithium. Remember, before we did the molar mass, it was NH3, so we had to add all those pieces. This time it's just an element lithium. So when I look at my periodic table, I see that lithium says 6.94 for the molar mass. So I'm going to put 6.94 here. And then my moles cancel. And now I'm going to multiply across the top. So 3.5 times 6.94. And then I'm going to divide by the bottom. So 3.50 times 6.94 divided by 1 is 24.29 grams. So if I had 3.5 moles of lithium, it would weigh 24.29 grams. I'm going to skip the next one because it's similar to the one we just did. Let's do the last one. How many moles of nitrogen are there in 112 liters of nitrogen at STP? So I have a number and a unit, and I have a how many moles. So I'm starting in liters and going to moles. So let's go back to the mole map. Erase what I had there before. And now to start in liters again, you're going to look on this side. Do you see how that's liters? Now this is liters over here too, but that's if we were ending in liters because the arrow is going to it. So always for the given, you're going to start either in liters here on this side or grams or moles. So we're doing liters and we're going to moles. And so I see there's my fraction. 1 mole on the top and 22.4 liters on the bottom. So I like the ones that are liters because there's not as much to do because I don't have to do that part with the periodic table. So I'm going to write the given to the left, and then there's going to be a fraction. And if you forgot, we can look again and we see here it is 1 mole on the top and 22.4 liters on the bottom. 1 mole, because 1 mole is equal to 22.4 liters. And now we multiply the top, 112 times 1, and we divide by the bottom. So 112 times 1 divided by 22.4. This turned out to be 5. And the unit now, liters have canceled, the unit is moles. So that unit always comes over here. And that's what they wanted. All right, I kind of meant to do one that would use the other side of the table. So I'm going to do one more. I'm going to go back to number 4 if you want to watch. If you feel confident, you don't need to. But it says convert 2.75 moles of sulfur dioxide gas, SO2, to grams. So this time my given is 2.75 moles. The one with the number is always the given. And then they're asking me to find out how many grams that would be. So I'm going to start by writing my given to the left. And then I'm going to use the mole map to figure out what this fraction here is going to be. So notice that it's always the same pattern. The given and then this fraction. So let's go up. I'm starting in moles, going to grams. Erase the last one I did. Okay, so starting, I'm going to use the given, the green for given. Starting in moles, so here's moles. So in the past couple we were ending at moles. This time we're starting at moles, and then we're going to go to grams. So that's here. So this is the fraction that will get me there. Notice if I was asked to give liters, I would have to use this fraction up here, but we were asked for grams. So molar mass on the top and 1 mole on the bottom. I'm going to start with the 1 mole on the bottom because that was already got a number for me. And now the molar mass is the one where you got to use the periodic table, and this time it's SO2. So I'm going to look up S. It's 32 point, I guess my classroom one says 07. And there's only one S there. And then the O is 16.00. And there's 2 of those. And again, if you don't know how to do molar mass, you do need to know that also. So go back to that assignment in this folder, this yellow folder. All right, I'm going to take 32.07 times 1 plus the 16 times 2. 64.07 grams per mole. So 64.07 grams goes here. All right, and then I'm going to move this out of the way. So now multiply the top and divide by the bottom. So 2.75 times 64.07. 176 divide by 1, it's still the same. 176.1 or something like that. I'm not worried how you not round it, or I guess 0.2 grams, because the moles have canceled and I moved from moles to grams. All right, I hope that helped.